This is my daughter Aubrey's bed. We purchased it secondhand from a website called Kijiji. It's sort of like Craigslist. And we were really happy with it when we picked it up. It was nice and sturdy and really solid. I thought it kind of looked like something from Pottery Barn. And I was thrilled to be able to purchase this for her. But it was a little scuffed up and not quite the color that I wanted. It was kind of an off-white color and just wasn't very fresh. So this was the first piece that we decided to chalk paint. It was super easy. I actually did 3 coats of the chalk paint on it. I probably could have got away with less, but I really wanted to give it a nice, good finish. So I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. I just used a brush on this. I did not use a roller. And typically when I have done furniture in the past, I have used a roller brush to not have any brush lines on my furniture. But the chalk paint actually responds way better to a brush than a roller, so that's what we used. We tried both and the brush was way better. So the color of this is called Antique Cream, and it's from Glidden. A while ago, Glidden was doing a free quart, like you could get a free quart of paint from them. So I had the free quart on hand, and the chalk paint product that we used was actually $10, so it was a really inexpensive project. You could find Oops paint or a paint that hadn't been mixed properly at a lot of realtors. So Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, Benjamin Moore, they all have those kind of paints available. So you could do this project really inexpensively. So this is Aubrey's bed, and I'm going to go take you and show you a few more pieces that we have chalk painted. So this piece of furniture is something that my dad made for me. Anyways, it was originally a stained piece of furniture. It was kind of a dark honey color, and it just didn't really go with our home, so I decided I wanted to paint it. And this was another chalk paint finish project that we did. Now this piece has not yet been waxed, and that is something that I need to do. The waxing takes just minutes. I'm not even sure why I haven't done it yet, but probably because there's 9 million other home projects that we need to do. But let me show you the top really quick, and this is why you need to wax. So this right here is some paint from another project. So something sat on this and the paint adhered, and both projects were dry, but they hadn't quite yet cured. And as you can see, there's a few marks here and there. Here we've got like a ding, and you can kind of see the original color right there. So this is why you need to wax, because as you can see, the top is not finished very well. I do have some more projects that need to be completed with this black paint, so I will touch up this top, but this is exactly why you need to actually wax your piece. So make sure that you protect your finish and wax. I'll go into a little bit more detail about what we used, but this is why you need to. So here's another piece of furniture that I chalk painted. I've had this for a few years now. I bought it secondhand, as I did most of my furniture. And when I originally purchased it, it was a dark blue color, and it had white knobs, and I'll zoom in a little bit, but you can, I changed out the knobs. Anyways, I painted it with just a regular latex paint that you can just get, at Home Depot or whatnot. And through the course of the years, this is a pine piece, the knots started to show through. So when we were getting ready to move back into our home, I gave it a quick coat with the chalk paint. And I'll just kind of get up a little bit closer for you, so you can see the finish. I changed the knobs to these glass knobs. I think they're so pretty. I got them for $1 each at a little antique store in my hometown in Pennsylvania. But yeah, so this was like super easy to do because it was already a white base anyways. I was just able to quickly slap on the chalk paint and it took really well. So here are the tools that you're going to need to make your homemade chalk paint. The only thing missing is the actual paint itself and the chalk paint medium. So we actually went through our bottle of chalk paint medium. So I don't have one here to show you, but I will insert a picture of what it is that we used. It's available at your health food store, and I will leave some information in the description box about this product itself and a little bit more information about where to find it and how to use it. So some of the tools that you're going to need are a paint stirring stick, and this will help mix your paint a bit after you have poured it into your container. You're going to need a tablespoon measuring spoon, so make sure you have that. This is actually one that we use for home projects. So I have my own set of measuring cups and measuring spoons for home projects, so mixing cleaners and different things like that. So there's that. And then you're going to need a paintbrush. I would not recommend using a roller brush for your painting projects with homemade chalk paint or chalk paint in general. You want a stiff bristle brush, and this is the one that we used. I would recommend getting a brush that isn't necessarily high quality, like you don't need a super expensive brush, but don't get an inexpensive one either. It does make a difference in the finish, and you don't want brush hairs to get into your paint project. So this is a pretty good quality one, so good quality brush. You're also going to need a liquid measuring cup, and then you're going to need some paint containers. So these are the ones that we are using. I got them from the Dollar Tree. They are awesome. Do not get the big one. I will recommend not getting the big one. The reason is because you're mixing a quart of paint at a time, and this container is a 2-quart container, and it's way too big. So you're going to mix your paint, and as you can see, it's just all over inside of this container, and it's hard to get your brush down in there. So go for the quart size container. This is going to be perfect. Now, the reason I love these containers so much is that on the sides, they actually have the measurements on them. So you can pour directly how much paint that you need if you're using a gallon of paint. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you are going to take your chalk paint medium and you're going to add the recommended amount of scoops. Now, I will have the recipe listed down below, and I will also try and insert a picture of what that recipe is. So it depends on if you want to make a quart of paint or if you want a smaller amount of how many tablespoons of the chalk paint medium that you're going to put into your container. So it'll probably either be 4 or 8 if I'm remembering correctly. We did 8. So add 8 scoops of the chalk paint medium into your container. And then you're going to add the water. So I believe it's going to be 4 tablespoons. Don't quote me on that. So then you're going to add your water into your container, and then you're going to mix it up. That's a great tool. Your paint stirring stick is a great tool for that. So the solution is going to be pretty pasty. Stir, stir, stir. Get it all in there good. And then you're going to add your paint. So make sure that you measure on the side. Pour it up to your 2-quart line. And then you're going to mix it again with your stir stick. Another great thing about these containers is that you can just screw this lid on and shake like crazy, and that'll also mix up your paint. I would make sure that you do use your stir stick as well, though, at the end to make sure that everything is incorporated well. So yeah, so that's how you're going to use it, and then you just use your paintbrush and you go ahead and paint onto your surface. The really great thing about this recipe in particular with the chalk paint is that you can recap your container and use the chalk paint later. A lot of the different homemade recipes, the chalk paint will actually dry up and you're no longer able to use it. So it's basically like a one-use thing. With this chalk paint, it lasts and it stays liquidy and does not dry up. I've actually had both of these containers now for probably going on 4 weeks. So, and as you can see, I still have quite a bit left. And this chalk paint has painted a bed, it's painted 8 chairs, and that was several coats of paint for each item. And then the black, painted our nightstands, our little star entertainment unit thing. It painted another star shelf, a bench, what else? Our table legs to our table, and on, like a lot of projects. So it's amazing how well this spreads. Another thing too about chalk paint is that I have repainted a lot of furniture in my life. I hate painting. I absolutely hate it. It is not something that I enjoy doing, but I find it very necessary if you want to get inexpensive furniture with good bones, but inexpensive secondhand furniture. Painting is pretty much always something that you're going to need to do to make that piece look new, give it some life, and make it blend with your decor. So I can honestly say I will never, ever, ever not paint with chalk paint again. It is so amazing. I absolutely love it. So you're going to want to actually add in wax once your piece has dried. So we just purchased this Minwax paste finishing wax. It was about $11 or $12, and this container will last us forever. So just follow the directions on the side of the can, and I'll tell you how to use it. We just used like an old t-shirt and rubbed and buffed into the piece and did it that way. So just make sure that you follow your directions for whatever wax you're using. There are usually clear coat waxes, and then there's tinted waxes. I tend to go with a clear coat wax. I like, like a rustic sort of farmhouse style, but I tend to purchase a clear wax because I want the piece to be I want my piece of furniture to be the paint color that I actually painted it. That's just my personal preference. Yours might be something different, but you decide what you would like. The tinted wax usually adds a bit of a darker color onto your piece of furniture and gives it more of an antique look. So that's a bit of the difference. So anyways, that is our chalk paint recipe. It works amazing. I love it. Let me know if you try it and how it works for you. Feel free to leave any comments or questions down in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer them if I know the answer, or I will try and figure it out for you.